Are you looking for a vegan-friendly kimchi recipe? Well, you came to the right place today. I am going to show you how to make a vegan version of the fish sauce called 멸치 액젓 and salt-brined baby shrimp called 새우젓. And we're going to make a vegan version using Dashima, that is sea kelp, and MiYeok, which is dried seaweed. And I'm also going to show you how to make vegan fresh kimchi, that is 배추겉절이. 겉절이. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Wow. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. For those of you that are new to Modern Pepper channel offers instructional Korean cooking lessons for authentic Korean recipes as well as Korean fusion recipes. So please do consider subscribing. 맛있는 한식 요리와 한식 퓨전 요리를 여러분들과 영어로 함께 하겠습니다. 구독 버튼 꼭 눌러주세요. So 새우젓 and 멸치 액젓, fish sauce, and salt brined fermented baby shrimp. These two are a must when you make authentic Korean kimchi. And today we're going to make the fish sauce using Dashima. It's sea kelp and also using MiYeok, which is dried seaweed. And Dashima is used to make loads and loads of really delicious broth using anchovy in this. So MiYeok is used to make postpartum soup, 미역국, and it's also enjoyed as your birthday soup. MiYeok is used to make loads of other dishes as well. And the other ingredient that we need to make our fish sauce is DoenJang. That's Korean fermented soybean paste. Some of these has a little bit of fish broth or a little bit of beef broth. So check the ingredient label in the back, and some don't, so just check. The other option is to use Japanese miso paste. It's like comparing two kinds of cheeses. They're never going to be the same, but this is sort of the more funky with a lot of depth and flavor. So this is what I suggest. And coarse sea salt. Now, since you're making kimchi, I highly suggest buying a bag of Korean coarse salt that's used to make kimchi with. Now, when you go to a Korean supermarket, just like our Dashima and MiYeok, there's gonna be a vast selection of these guys. My recommendation is one, make sure you are buying 100% made in Korea. We call it 한국산. Very, very important. Two, make sure to spend, a few dollars more to get the sort of the more expensive one. And I'm not saying that the more expensive it is higher quality, but when it comes to these guys, it is. Dashima, MiYeok, and the salt, you're gonna use it for such a long time. So it is totally worth the extra money. Now, for those of you that do not live near a Korean market, you could order these guys online. Go to modernpepper.com/store and I'll have the product links there as well as in the description box. So do check it out. So it's been 30 minutes and we're gonna pour this in here. our liquid is reducing, we're gonna start making the seaweed version of the salt brine shrimp. So take out the Dashima. And take out anything that's this kind of stem of the seaweed, discard. Only the leaves stay. If this is another stem, take out. We're gonna pour the rest in here. We're just gonna chop everything up into small pieces. And at this point, the seaweed leaves are super tender. So our vegan fish sauce has reduced to half a cup. Now it's very important to keep an eye on the pot. At high heat, it will reduce really quickly in about 5 to 7, 8 minutes. So when you think that it's about half a cup, take out a measuring cup and measure it. Don't just guesstimate, because it is really important that you reduce the sauce to exactly half a cup for the right amount of potent taste that we're looking for. So I want to do a quick tasting with you. So this one I made earlier. This is about a week old, of our salt fermented seaweed. Oh, really, really yummy. Because after you kind of swallow everything, the saltiness kind of disappears, but there's so much flavor that's kind of lingering in my mouth. It tastes like the ocean. It tastes like the seaweed. Really, really yummy. All right, using another set of chopsticks, I'm gonna taste the one that we just made together. Okay, so there's a huge difference in the way this tastes versus the one that's been sitting in the refrigerator for a week. The taste on this is very salty. Just the salt is just very overpowering. But this one, the one that's been fermenting, the seaweed taste is more powerful than the salty taste. They're both equally salty, so it's perfect as our replacement for 새우젓. Now let's taste our vegan fish sauce. This one we just made together, so let's have a small sample of taste. Oh, it's yummy. Oh, it's yummy. Okay, now to the one that I made a week ago. There's the taste of the ocean, Dashima and the seaweed and a little bit of soy sauce, and the soybean paste, you can't really taste it, but it just acts as another agent of salty taste in the background. Very, very yummy. Now for both of these guys, store it in your refrigerator for at least a week, but the longer you wait, the better it'll taste. So I would even let it go up to like a month. This vegan fish sauce, ooh, it's just lingering and taking over my mouth right now. Really yummy. These two guys, I would always have in my refrigerator if you're a vegan Korean food lover, because you could use these guys as your base for so many different kinds of stews and soups. I mean, DoenJang jjigae, kimchi jjigae are a must. If you add these two, it's gonna taste so much better. Oh, really yummy. Okay, now it's time for serious business. You gotta put on these Korean rubber gloves, 고무장갑, if you're gonna make some kimchi at home, because you should protect your hands. It's very acidic. I have about 5.5 pounds of napa cabbage that I bought that I salt brined earlier. Right now, I'm just gonna do a quick demonstration of making kimchi with you, but I highly suggest that you watch my Kimchi 101 video recipe, because it covers everything from shopping tips when you go buy napa cabbage leaves. It also covers trimming and cutting. So if you want to make your mak kimchi, sliced kimchi, or you want to make 포기김치, that's what we're making today. It covers both of that. It also covers salt brining your cabbage leaves correctly, because that is the most critical part of making really yummy kimchi. how to make kimchi paste using the very must-have basic ingredients, as well as ingredients to upgrade so that you make your kimchi taste a little bit more complex and delicious and super yummy. It also covers how to store and ferment your kimchi, because that's the other critical part of making really, really yummy kimchi. I don't know, I can't stop talking about kimchi and fermentation. It's so important. So make sure to check out that video. So here we go. Okay, so the true test after you mix your kimchi paste is you take a piece, you roll it up, and then you have to taste it. Oh, it's really yummy. Kimchi at this point should not taste sweet. The sweetness should be in something that's just rounding at the taste of the kimchi paste. If at this point you want it slightly saltier, then add more of the fish sauce and a little bit more of the salt brine seaweed. But for me, the saltiness is perfect. So let's just keep on going. Okay, time to taste our 겉절이. The yellow part of the cabbage, the inner core, is so sweet to begin with. Now, if you want it saltier, add more of the vegan fish sauce. But for me, this amount of saltiness is really good. You could also drizzle a little bit of sesame oil if you like, but I like it just really fresh and raw tasting as is. So make this at home. This kimchi I made a week ago, and look how it looks. It looks great. Now, my favorite way to eat is I take a long strip of kimchi, I tear it, put it on my rice, and oh, this is gonna be so good. Bon appetit. Wow. The kimchi tastes so refreshing. This vegan version has a very clean and lighter taste and very refreshing. The traditional one with the salt brine, shrimp, and fish sauce tastes completely different from this version. So if you're kind of looking for the same taste, you're not going to get it from the vegan version. But boy, oh boy, this vegan version tastes so clean. Now, we made the pogi version, so what I do is I go in and I cut. And you could cut it like that right before you eat and turn it into makimchi that way. But, you know, if you watch my other video and I explain in detail why making kimchi with quartered, not pre-cut is better. And of course, our 겉절이. Of course, you gotta have some rice too. Bon appetit. I just want to show you, I cut my scallions really big because this, as it ferments, will become 파김치, which is scallion kimchi. So good. And the layers are like popping in my mouth. So yum. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make sure to click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified, because next video will be on cucumber kimchi. And it's actually not kimchi. The proper name is 오이소박이. And that is your classic, super popular summer quote-unquote kimchi. And you can make that with the vegan fish sauce and the salt brine seaweed that we made today. So make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed today's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you will click on that thumbs up icon. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼 눌러주세요. 감사합니다. So I will see you in one of these kimchi videos. Check out right here. And all my vegan friends, now that you have this vegan fish sauce and salt brine seaweed that you could replace for the regular fish sauce and the salt brine shrimp, you can make so many different kinds of kimchi with it. So check out these videos right here, and I will see you in the next video.